Hi, how are you doing?
You know.
So we're gonna ask you a couple questions about this year, about the 20s. Let's start with some social things. Books. Which are your favorites?
There's three in particular I just find nifty. There's Keeper of the Bees by Gene Stratton Porter, Soundings by A. Hamilton Gibbs, and The Constant Nymph by Margaret Kennedy.
Very interesting. How about movies? Which part do movies have in the average person's daily life?
Well, movies are an escape for most. They go in, sit down, and forget all their troubles while being entertained by some wild plot.
Could you give us a few titles?
Sure, there's The Big Parade, Ben-Hur, The Plastic Age, The Freshman, His People, The Gold Rush, The Merry Widow, Stella Dallas, The Last World, East Lynne. I could go on for ages.
What types of fads were there? Electronics and such.
Oh, there's plenty. When washing machines came out, everyone thought they were the bee's knees. Nearly everyone had one, as were refrigerators, electronic toasters, and irons. They made chores so easy. Oh, and the Charleston. It's just the cat's meow.
Describe the fashion of the 20s.
2 words. The bob. Every dame had one. It's a short haircut like mine. It perfectly captures the fashions of the 1920s. Other than that, men wore straight-leg pants and blazers, while the women wore straight dresses and stockings.
Let's move on to politics. Were there any scandals or political mishaps that you know of?
I do know one. The Teapot Dome scandal. Albert Fall had leased petroleum reserved at Teapot Dome and 2 other locations to oil companies at low rates without any bidding. He was convicted of accepting bribes from oil companies.
What about the most recent election?
Oh yes, in 1920, Warren Herring won by a landslide. He ran against James Cox, but Cox didn't stand a chance, sadly. Harding died in 1923, and Coolidge took his place.
Any new laws?
Well, the biggest one is obviously prohibition. No alcohol whatsoever. Just a sip and you'd be taken to the big house.
Wow. Tell us a little bit more about those new inventions you mentioned earlier.
Well, there's the refrigerator. No more ice boxes. You just plug it into the wall and it keeps all your food cold. The washing machine, which washes clothes for you, and has a press to squeeze out the water so they dry faster. They save so much time. And the electronic iron? You don't have to heat it up in the fireplace anymore. Once again, just plug it in and it automatically heats up. And you can press all of your clothes.
Any natural disasters?
In 1920, there was a blizzard. It killed 34 people. And the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak, an outbreak of about 38 tornadoes across the Midwest and deep South states. The tornadoes left 380 dead.
And generally speaking, and if you don't mind me asking, what was the cost of living at that time?
Well, gas is 18 cents a gallon. A house is usually somewhere between $2,000 and $4,500. A movie costs a dime, and you can get a loaf of bread for 10 cents, a dozen eggs for 68 cents, and a pound of butter for 55 cents. The economy is booming. Unemployment is down, and stocks are up.
How about international affairs? Do you know what the foreign policy is like?
Well, right now we're isolating ourselves from the world for fear of being dragged into another world war.
Any other major events?
That Mussolini guy took over Italy. And down in Tennessee, John Scopes is being put on trial for teaching the theory of evolution in schools.
Well, that's about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.